we want diversity. We want big trees, we want small trees, we want everything out here. That's the natural structure of the forest. And so in this shape right here, it's at free thin and space the trees on average about 20 feet apart. And then in the inner space, in these areas where we don't have polygons, that's where the operator's instructions are: cut everything except old growth. And so these inner spaces are where we use the term fire fetch. That's where if this group of trees caught on fire, and when it hits that inner space, the fire goes down to the ground. And that's where firefighters can do things. In a dense group of trees, they can't do things.
I don't think there's any doubt anymore as to what the proper prescription is. Now, the question is, how do we get the projects funded and approved and moving forward to treat as large an area as we can? This is not an economical process. It's very hard to make money on the kind of product that can be taken off of this forest. And therefore, there is a subsidy requirement and a cost to the Forest Service, or in the case of Flagstaff, the local community. Fortunately, the people here were willing to put the money up to protect their community. And everybody working together, you can probably make it work. But unless you have everybody working together, the cost for just one entity is too much. You've got a need to treat the forests so that the fire danger is not as severe. Primarily in the neighborhood of a city like Flagstaff, everybody can understand why that's necessary. But out in the middle of the forest, why is it necessary? Well, first of all, you're burning an enormous amount of value. You're putting an enormous amount of pollution into the air. And you're ruining a watershed, creating floods. People in Flagstaff saw that off of Mount Eldon after the fire there. And so you want to try to prevent the fire. But there are other benefits too. I mean, it looks better when you can thin the forest. You have much better flora and fauna. You have a savings of water that isn't consumed by the scrub vegetation that's here. And by some estimates, you could save maybe 10 to 15, 16% of the water that's otherwise consumed, so that it can flow into Lake Mary or Mormon Lake or to the tributaries that reach the valley where it's also needed. So there's so many benefits to doing this treatment that it makes sense to do it. And even though it's not economical from a commercial sense, or barely economical, if everybody pulls together like the good citizens of Flagstaff did with their approval of the bond issue, Coconino County, the Forest Service, everybody working together, Nature Conservancy helping to figure out how to do it more efficiently, you get to the point where you can finally make it work and you can treat these areas in the time frame they need to be treated. We're way behind, and there are more fires that are going to occur. And we've got to get it treated as soon as we can to avoid the damage that will occur if the fires get to it first.